Alright, this is the first video in what I hope to be an ongoing sort of a trading journal and study journal while I progress through the ICT concepts. And my motives for this are more or less just to document my progress as I go along, kind of think out loud, and hopefully get some feedback from those of you who are studying the same sort of things and are a little bit further along than I am, and hopefully use this as kind of accountability partner system as I document goals and reach those goals or don't reach them. So my progress so far, I've worked through the 2022 mentorship once. I've done that all the way through, and I've just started a second watch through, and I'm on third video or fourth, couple videos in, and just trying to pick up the things that I may have missed in the first one. There's that statistic that retention rate is only 16% or something like that, and I definitely think that's true. So I've been studying overall, or trading rather, since July of 2023, essentially full-time, trying to do it every day. I started with stocks and trying to intraday trade individual stocks, more or less based on the Live Traders Jared Wesley system, finding three bar plays and just looking for the momentum and things like that, and was kind of overwhelmed at the number of individual stocks that I would have to look through on a daily basis to find what I was looking for, and was kind of running up against the initial capital limits or requirements. You have to have $25,000 account in order to intraday trade to meet those requirements. So that was my first mistake, trying to trade with a cash account at first. It was like a $500 account that I started with just to get my feet wet, but nonetheless, I wanted to be able to do it more than a couple times a week for learning purposes, and I hadn't discovered or started to rely on paper trading. So somehow or another, I ran across the idea of futures and evaluation accounts and things like that. So I got started with that in October of 2023, and I've been trading futures ever since. It is currently August 26th, 2024, so it's been a little while, almost coming up on a year and a couple months. But it's been going pretty well. I did start kind of learning the wrong things. I got into the indicator trading and the what ICT calls the religions, the bull flags and bear flags, and the traditional retail ideas. And then a family friend of mine who I met through my girlfriend, she was a little bit further along, and we kind of discovered that each other was trading, and she had been studying the ICT concepts for about 2 years at that point. So she suggested that I start looking into that, and she's part of a really great study group that she invited me to, so I have them to kind of lean on and ask questions, which has been really great. But I kind of want to, I have a lot of thoughts and questions that I don't want to just bombard the chat with. So that's what I'm doing here, just to kind of vent and think things through. They say that, trying to teach and just talking things through helps with retention and understanding. So that is my goal for this. I think that's it as far as the progress. Back to what I am learning with ICT. So I've done the 2022 mentorship once, going through it again, and ultimately I'd like to get a complete mastery of that and ultimately move away from my job at some point, within the next few years would be great. But until then, we're just in study mode and practicing with a paper trading account through TradingView, and I have one evaluation running through Top Step to Top Step X account for a $50,000 account. I'm currently at $49,710. I drew it down to 49,100, I think, at one point, so I've kind of started to dig myself out of that hole. I initially went straight up over about 25 trades to 51,000 and some change, and then fell back down, and am working to get out of that. So I've had somewhere on the order of probably 10 evaluations that I've tried so far, and I have passed one, but that was in the what I call the studying the wrong things or the learning the wrong strategies part of my journey. So it was more or less luck and aggression that I was able to pass that account, and then got excited, overly excited, and blew the account essentially the next day, or a couple days into that week. So what I was doing at that point was I would start an evaluation, and it's usually a monthly recurring charge. So I would say, well, if I don't have it within that month, because that's kind of my goal, is to make that much per month. If I don't make that within that month, I'm obviously not there yet, and I shouldn't be doing it, and I would cancel the account. So it was either an I pass or I close the account. So that was putting a lot of pressure on me to trade aggressively and over trade to try to meet my evaluation goal by the 1 month mark. So I did that, like I said, for about 10 evaluations, and then just kind of stopped, said this isn't working, I'm not there yet, I just need to sit down and study. And that was about the time that my friend, the family friend, introduced me to the ICT concepts. So I started in with that, and then I got about a month in, and then started this Top Step evaluation, and just it was one of their deals where I think it's like $49 a month, so it's not the usual fee per month. So I said, okay, I can afford to just let this run, and if I pass, I pass. If I fail, I fail. But I'm not going to put myself under that time limit stress. So that's what I've been doing, and I've been more or less hovering around break even so far through the several accounts that I've got going. So that's the goal, is to ultimately pass this one by trading well and doing it correctly so that I can maintain it afterwards, and hopefully my goal is to have passed this account or another by the end of 2024 and have received at least one payout of some size. So that is my 2024 goal, is to get to that point of somewhat consistent profitability enough to get a payout. So that's kind of the intro and where I'm at. As far as actual thoughts regarding the market and its movement, one of the things that I'm kind of struggling with is determining bias and just getting a feel for where the market is likely to go. So that's what I've been kind of focusing on this past weekend. Like I said, today is Monday the 26th. So over the weekend I did some pretty heavy study. So when I was looking at the chart last night, today's candle had just started to form, obviously. So I had these relative equal lows in mind here for the draw on liquidity that we would ultimately be reaching. I was more anticipating a swing up, so it was about here when I started trading this morning. I was expecting more of a swing up into this fair value gap that had formed, this SIBI, and potentially into this prior 1 hour fair value gap from over here, but it kind of just fell. So I guess my direction was correct, that we were going to be going for the previous day low from Friday, and ultimately these relative equal lows, but it happened much quicker and more violently than I was expecting, so I'm kind of unsure of what happened there. I looked at the Forex Factory, I was prepared for news. There was no big red folder news because Mondays with red folder news are no trade days for me based on my trading plan. So I'm sure there's something I'm missing. It's kind of escaping me right now, but I hope to determine what I missed here. I was looking here a minute ago that there was, let's see, where was it? It was a 4 hour. There was a fair value gap that formed, yeah, right here, this one. So I guess I did kind of miss that it did poke up into this fair value gap, and then that's what sent it down. I missed that, but I guess that could be part of it. Could be seasonality trends, I'm not sure. So this is going to be in my study notes for tonight and the evenings throughout this week. So that is going to be kind of my goal. And for the rest of today, like I said, I kind of missed the evening or the New York AM session. I was looking for kind of that Judas swing up into this SIBI and then the ultimate move down. I missed that. I did. It started to go up earlier. I have my executions turned on, but they're not showing, so that's something I'll need to figure out. Yeah, here we go. Guess I didn't have them turned on. So I had my thoughts that it was going to come up, so I had a long put in while I waited for that Judas swing to push into this fair value gap. Got a little bit into profit, and then the bottom just kind of fell out on the equities open. So it would have gone up a little bit further, but like I said, it stopped me out because the 7:30 my time, I guess 9:30 New York time bell produced a pretty good swing that stopped me out. So AM session wasn't able to make anything happen. Now it's the New York lunch, so I won't be taking any entries. That's a no trade time for me per ICT's recommendations. So I will see if there's something that comes up in the PM session. Maybe I'll be able to squeak something out, but we'll see. And I think that is what I have for this one. And I will likely be doing daily is kind of what I'm thinking, just kind of an end of the day wrap up to kind of just go over how the day was. So today, this was the only trade I've got so far, down $75. I'm only trading one micro, or I've moved to two, I guess, on the paper trading account. 2 micros on the NASDAQ, and then I'm trading 1 micro in the evaluation account. So I will just kind of update for journaling purposes how I've done throughout the day. And I'll probably try to do some sort of an end of the week wrap up, just to kind of get an idea of how each week is going. And hopefully in a couple years I'll be able to look back and be happy about how far I've come from right now. So I will talk to you in the next one. Have a good one.